Hey, what's going on, guys? Hey, what's going on, guys? Um, so I had tried to make this video earlier, but then I realized that my phone was on 2%, and I have information I want to read on my phone. So, what's it called? Yeah. Um, this video is titled. I believe it's titled. What's it called? What the heck's it titled? I'm trying to think here. I believe this video is titled Marination Meditations plus wisdom from an old Halo head, plus editing wisdom from an old Halo head. So we'll explore some topics today, particularly sitting on a pieces, which is something that I really struggle with after I make my videos. I tend to want to upload them as soon as I finish them, and this has caused some problems actually. Like the Surrender project, I uploaded and had to re-upload about 3 times because I kept screwing up and was so anxious to release the project because I was excited about what everybody's gonna say and what how people felt about it. And at the end of the day, I fucked up the release, and all the views were split amongst several project. I mean, several uploads, which sucks. Because it's just nice to keep track of everything in one video. But as far as that goes, I'm gonna start reading this, and then we'll explore this topic a little bit more. We'll explore this topic. I got my phone right here, and we're gonna explore some things, particularly when it has to do with what I call marination meditations. Um, so I'm gonna start reading this. It says, "I think I need to be a bit longer. I think I need to take a bit longer on my stuff. By that I mean after I finish a video, I think I'm gonna sit on it and just add stuff as it comes. It's so easy to try and sync up everything and call it a masterpiece. I don't know if that's the formula we want to embrace." So my thing is, like, I'm watching this stuff and I'm seeing, like, that we you could I see edits where it's like every people will sync up everything. They'll sync up everything, or they'll sync up a majority of things, and it'll look really, really cool. I want to finish the project and have it on my computer and just sit on it. Excuse me. And just sit on it and just wait and watch it myself, and just only me watch it, and maybe some people that I trust and stuff like that. But yeah, I find myself, well, I find myself going back and watching my videos, and actually, like, the newer videos that I make, and watching these videos and going like, "Oh, uh I could have added this here. I could have added that here. I could have done this change. I could have done that change." Like, or like, yeah, as far as like just adding stuff, like little subtle things that come up into your head when you actually have the time to actually sit down and see the entire thing and appreciate what you've made without anybody giving you any kind of feedback, right? And not putting it out there for everybody to see before you're actually like finished with it. So we'll keep reading. Here it says, "Everyone seems to be impressed by quick cuts and fast synced edits, but can you really appreciate the plays? If we call what we do art, should it not be subtle in respects to the canvas, aka the footage? Screen flashes and fast masks and quick cuts really don't do it for me, in my opinion. That formula is being explored to death. If we can't figure out how to slow down these edits so the plays can be appreciated more, then if I were a player, I'd tell the editor to fuck off." And yeah, man, I see this style a lot nowadays, which everybody's editing kind of like that Kaiser style, those Kaiser style edits with like the quick cuts, the quick flashes, the quick effects and all that stuff. Even in Valorant edits and all these edits, pretty much it goes like that. And I think what's it called? After you watch it a couple times, after you watch videos like that a couple times, you're like, well, what's next? Like, what are we doing here? Like, are we just gonna keep recreating the same thing over and over again, like, with different music? Like, is that the formula, the ideal formula? I don't think so, because there are edits out there that are a lot different than that, and I feel like part of that is like people have a hard time finding that balance between the plays and the effects. And it's like, yeah, it's hard. It's the kind of videos and edits. Um, Looks like I might have lost connection there. um what's called I was saying What I was saying was that we have a model to go off of, and that model is the Katha edits, the three videos he did. She Looks 16, Jailbait, and Suspension of Disbelief, which are, they're perfect videos in my opinion, and kind of work up to that final climax of that last video. And I actually did some digging around, that I went on Katha's like personal YouTube channel, because I'm interested about this. What does this guy think? And under he was gonna do an edit called Twin. And this edit Twin was gonna be like, some new epic project he was gonna do. I'm not really sure why he never finished it, but under a comment that he said you the trick to this is to go and work on it slowly, and just take your time and put little finishing touches here and there on your piece. And I really think like he's onto something there. I really think if you're able to sit back and kind of, you're the only one watching it, and you're the one meditating on it, you're the one creating it, you're the one fucking making this piece, like, you can add all this stuff that kind of goes under the radar. And I'll touch on that here. These are frag movies, frag vids, gaming highlight edits. Dude, I can auto trace in After Effects and apply masking to every clip with Saver and have a shiny ass edit, but that's not it. That's not where it's at, man. A premium edit has to be clean, consistent, and memorable. But if folks value these quick style movie trailer esque edits, we're just gonna end up doing short form content. I don't know. Maybe I'm just bitching and moaning, and I don't really get it. But I definitely lost connection. Connection's back. Okay. Obviously, if you're working on an edit for somebody that's a commissioned edit, like, you're not going to take forever to finish the edit, right? Lost connection again. They don't hit the same spot as something like Project Render, for example, or Lucid's montage that I did. Like, all those is some clean edits, and even then, I look back at those and I'm like, fuck, I could have done so much better here. I could have done so much better there. So, sitting back on an edit and actually being able to marinate and meditate on the piece, to be able to add little things and go back and tweak things, and not even going back and tweak things, but just add, like, just layers, like, finish it up, right? Like, you finish your project up, or you finish a minute of it, and you're like, all right, this is settled, this is done. You can always go back to it, and with After Effects tools, you can add more stuff. So, that's one thing I'm thinking of right now. And then I say this because I'm looking back at some of my better edits and more recent edits, and I'm finding parts I could have improved had I just taken the time to really let the pieces marinate. This kind of marination meditation on the art form is going to be key towards optimizing your work. It's not about polishing so much as it is about incorporating ideas that fly under the radar, unless you can visualize the entire composition as a piece and really get an idea of what you've created. So, that's like really well said. I don't know what more to say about that. Um, Being able to see the entire piece that you make and go back into it and add more stuff, as you have new ideas, because you're able to visualize the entire piece and you kind of see exactly the entire timeline of it. You see the entire works. Um, it definitely gives you a different perspective than making it little by little in chunks, and how most people do it. So, then I say, I hope this makes sense. I'm kind of rambling, but guys, they can be better than simply the professional look we seek. It's not about professionalism, it's about sitting back and reflecting on what you've got. Even if it means only adding in a few frames of subliminal messaging to really give the work depth, it really doesn't matter. My point is it's crucial to be patient with the process because the alternative is creating something you'll later regret having finalized and displayed. So that's another thing. This it's all well, like really well said. And I wrote this off the top of my head just thinking about this stuff because I'm like, dude, how can we like first like how can we make these better and how can we have how can we improve the art form as well, but also just meditating on the work and letting the work marinate is something that I don't think a lot of people do, or at least when they do it they don't really marinate on it. They're like, oh, I got through half of my song and I'm going to finish the other half. And maybe they take years to do it, but they never go back to the actual beginning of the song and actually go and polish that up and treat that up and key it up, dial in on that portion that you already did. They always usually typically go and finish up the video that they already semi completed. And that's the issue there that I'm saying. Um, Last thing is we should be our own worst critics and hold ourselves to diamond status. Even if our videos hardly get any views, the value we bring is tremendous. With every edit, there needs to be a story told. Oh yeah, this annoys me. I wouldn't release a serious video with some bullshit description and no actual story told of the history and the why you did what you did. If you spend 3 to 6 months on something, don't be so anxious to release. You don't even take the time to give the viewers an inside look into the why and history of the piece. So why would you release a video that you spend 3 to 6 months on? Sometimes these guys spend years on it and don't put a decent description of the kind of work that went into it, a little bit of the history of the work, a little bit of the information about the work, instead of putting in some bullshit things that like people are only like you and your friends are going to understand. Like this is getting ridiculous. Like people like if you take the video so serious and you spend all this damn time on it, you put all this work into it, and then when it comes to like displaying it, you put some bullshit description like that doesn't even explain any of the nuances that you went through and all the stuff that you went through making this stuff, and maybe it's just summed up in like one fucking sentence or something that you throw in there instead of actually. And that's what people are interested in. They're not interested in some bullshit jokes you got with your buddies, you know. um like it's crazy that like guys spend months on their videos and they can't even write up a decent description for the damn thing. It's fucking sad, dude. Like that's something that like that's a given, dude. Like give people an inside look into what went into making that project and why it means so much to you and why the fuck you spent 3 to 6 months, 6 to 12 months on it, on a video, when you could have been doing a whole bunch of other shit. Don't pretend like it's not, you don't take it serious, like, oh, this is all for fun and all this shit. No, it's not for fun, dude. You spent a lot of fucking time on your craft and you made something special. Treat it as such and give it the what's it called, give it the whatever it deserves, uh the attention to detail it deserves in these little sections here. Like, what, come on, man. With that said, I'm out. See ya.